own horses. They got their own horses and whatnot. And they go to they go to the trail rides. But I never been to a trail ride though. It's not my thing. They like to go out there and do all that dancing and stuff, which it ain't really never been my thing. So
What do you be doing?
definitely part of my culture. Absolutely. Yeah, like I mean but that's part of a lot of people culture. Whatnot. That's just like oral culture to begin with.
Yeah,
People
that
like
basic life culture. Kylo be trying to talk like motherfuckers ain't got no culture. That's what he was saying earlier.
I know Kaiser just be trolling sometimes, man. He just be saying stuff just to just to get the conversation dusty, man. Just to kick up some dust.
Give some dust, yeah.
Chuku talking about some nooses, man. That I don't think they call
No, they don't
nooses,
mess
man.
with
The
nooses, bro. They
Cowboys.
mess with the lassos, bro.
Yeah, they
Lassos.
lassos, man. They don't twirl nooses, man.
Yeah, we got people that be roping. Bruh. It ain't no fun there. I ain't got nobody to argue with.
Nope. Where Kaizo go? Just dipped out.
Probably doing dance stuff. Wait, man. I don't know. Ain't no telling with that one. And James, he ain't saying nothing. I see three yeah at the stove or something. I don't know, bro. And let this man behind the counter. Oh, we got a new person, more people.
Top of
What's
the
up, other
morning,
people?
folks. Top of the morning. Y'all can hear me clear?
Yeah, we got you, bro.
Yeah, we
Man,
get you.
I love these conversations, but I often want to ask, what did black Americans not build?
Ooh, so you're coming in on the side of Black America. What's your name?
Boogie.
Boogie. We
Vdubboogie,
call you
whatever
Boogie.
you choose to
Boogie.
call
All
me.
right, Boogie. Where you from, Boogie?
Oh, I'm from America. Brooklyn,
Nah,
New
what
York.
state, bro? New
I was
York.
born in Brooklyn, but my family lineage comes from South Carolina.
Yep. A lot of people come out to Carolina. Somebody said that in the comments, and then I talked to my grandmother, and she was like, "Yeah, our people come go way back from the Carolinas too."
Yeah. We rode up the northeast corridor, Carolinas to New York, up and down. I mean, I got family all through every state, up and down. I'm in Florida now, so you can imagine. But I mean, I know my grandfather got his land or acquired all his 100 acres from working on the railroads. But he was working on the railroads. He was the first or the last born of two slave parents. But I often ask the question, what did black Americans not build? Because, I mean, without cotton, indigo, um, the labor of cutting down trees, clearing roads, clearing pathways for railroads, I would think that is a majority of how systems and societies got built, how commerce was able to travel. So why do people suggest that we didn't build anything?
Because a lot of things that Black America got built did get destroyed, and they don't
The
teach people about
title
that though. Hey,
the
man.
title is mostly trolling, just to
Oh,
get people's attention. To be
oh,
honest,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
90%. If you can look up top, it says this live has been going on for almost 4 hours. I
yeah,
don't even
that's
think we discussed that topic for more than 20 minutes max. Like we're just talking about other stuff.
oh
The,
yeah.
it's
See,
mostly a trolling
I
tactic,
be
to be
trying to
honest.
bring it back to the topic though, bro. I try to stay on topic when everybody else be getting off topic. The
Yeah,
Kyler be pushing
okay.
this towards his little troll fans.
On the culture stuff. If you wanna keep it on the topic, bro, I just think like the word culture doesn't have any real meaning. It's just like
Oh yeah, that's another
if
thing
you
too.
and your in group.
Africans don't got no word for culture, do they?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like saying, do you have a word for something that is like omni-existent? You know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
think they got a word for jail or either. Maybe they do now, but
So that's wild for you to say that
I
we don't
think
got culture and you don't got a word for
I
culture.
think they
Mm.
probably are words. I don't know in every African language, but I just mean like culture just means an in-group understanding, right? Like, because most cultures have changed languages over time, have done a lot of things over time, have changed over time. Like, even the average African today does not live anywhere near to the culture of like mores of even the people of 100 years ago, right? And same with everyone across the world. But as long as you have like an in-group understanding,
so
where let's say FBAs, one FBA to, or one African American to another, you guys, you share each other's history. You know, amongst other groups, how what to do, what not to do, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. I would say as long as you have that, you kind of do have culture because
uh,
all the other things come and go over time. Like even religion, all these things come and go. Like most cultures have changed religion multiple times. Their languages have come and gone multiple times. The Celts no longer speak. Like the average Irishman can't even speak his fucking language. Are you going to tell him he has no culture?
I believe African Americans, foundation of Black Americans, we have distinct cultures. We are not all one singular culture. When it comes to us here in America, we actually speak different dialects of English, and it has been studies proven that our dialects of English are actually more refined or more accurate when it comes to certain things. It's just our dialect of English. Some people say, hey, you speak the white man's language, but no, we speak a different form of it or an evolved form. Like I be going to the store or y'all be wilding or, I mean, y'all call it Ebonics, but when you seriously put it down and look at how it's used, it's probably more of the refined English language. Same thing as a patois. It's just a different. Well, patois would be derived from Irish English mixture, but it's still a more refined language. And Black Americans are not a monolith. I don't know why people consider us to be like, oh, all you Black Americans are, you don't have no culture. It's several different cultures. A New Yorker is not the same as a Chicagoan or anybody from the West Coast. Or we surely in the North never spoke like those in Louisiana. I mean, but we all have a commonality when it comes to being a part of this country.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, that is true. But do you think the evolving culture is just only Black Americans, or is it just an American thing? Because technically, you guys are. I know some people hate the term, but you guys are a melting pot. So just in general, because America is a country that was, I would even say a society that was created not too long ago. American culture does change a lot, decade to decade, like a lot, like more than a lot of places. And I do
You
think
say
that's
it's a
why like
melting pot,
American
but
culture is
what
the
part of the
most.
melting pot are you is influential? Because if it's a melting pot, but black people seem to rise to the top of the melting pot, and we are supposed to be a significant. We in a melting pot, so we just supposed to be a significant ingredient in the melting pot.
We are the
But yet we seem to
majority
rise to the top.
influence. We are the majority influence in
Yeah,
American
because
culture.
I think you guys are like the empire's most valuable cultural tool. Because I think, okay, can we speak in like America is the modern day empire, right? If America is the modern day empire and they want to have cultural influence over the rest of the world, in the past they used to be able to do it using, like white excellence, right? Like if you do X, Y, Z, uh, you can become like us type of rhetoric, right? Like people aspire to be white across the world, so they used to use that whiteness to as a cultural tool. But I don't think past the '60s, moving forward, I think the only selling point for America, the major selling point for American culture has been black culture because it speaks more to the material realities of the tributaries of the periphery countries because those countries are poor, so they're going to identify more with someone from America talking about poverty. They're not going to talk. They're not going to identify as much with other cultures that maybe show affluence and stuff like that. Do you think that's the reason?
I'm gonna refer to there was a young man, I think it was on TikTok or somewhere else, and that young man was asking other individuals from all nations, what would you prefer to be? Would you prefer to be your race, or would you prefer to be another race, and what race would that be? And you went to the Chinaman said white. Went to the Indian man said white. Went to the non-foundational black Americans, and they was like, yeah, I would choose to be white. But when he went to black people said, oh, no, I'm gonna be black. I'm cool with this. So
I saw that video.
This
I
mind
agree.
frame.
I don't want to be a white man.
Yeah, I would never want to be in their shoes at all. I love this blackness that I wear here in America. This swag. I don't. I mean, I get it. Some people see and idolize what the Anglo-European deficient man has. However, I love what I have, and their women are starting to love what we have too. Well, most women are starting to love what we have. Across the board, man. You guys are not black Americans, but thank us because these women are starting to look at y'all too, real nice, man. Y'all treat them right.
But what about the Black American birth rate?
Hey,
What about it?
shout out to you, man.
There's
This is why I can never go against FBAs, man.
There's reports.
You always do all the heavy lifting
The black
for other races
American
of women.
is
Bro.
an American birth rate. So the birth rate is the same with any across the board. Poor people have more babies than people that actually have money. So once you become successful and you're trying to establish yourself and you got your house, your legacy, and you're trying to save or whatever, you typically may have 1 to 2 children, but poor people have about 5, 6, 50, 11 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's black American talk right there. But they have 50, 11 kids. But that's across the board. You got to freaking, that's how poor people survive. Back in the days,
Can I
my
ask you
great
this
grandparents had
to the
9
brother?
siblings. And I'm half Panamanian, so even the Panamanian side, they had 9 siblings, and the American side had 9 siblings. They don't do that anymore. But that was the a product of the time. You needed to survive.
It was a norm back then.
The kids needed to help, the family structure.
Kids would die.
Yeah, all of that. The health system wasn't as accurate or good. You know what I mean? So. Birth rates are birth rates, bro. It comes with the territory. It's not just, I don't know. I would say I.
But you
What is it? Is it below 2.2?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Is it below 2.2? Because that's when it goes it dips below replacement rate.
I don't know. I know. Not. It's not even 50% black men have children in America. So black dudes are not popping the kids out like that out here.
But that's not something to brag about. That means that the people that used to have those 5 to 6, 7 kids are not having them anymore, which means within 10, 15 years, you're going to see either a stagnant population or a population drop.
Yeah, it would be like South Korea or Japan or China. Or
So according to the data, it says that the black woman is only giving birth to 1.71.
God damn! You guys are just like you're already there. You keep saying we're gonna be like North South Korea, bro. You're there. That's almost the same.
So actually, without you guys should be enjoying the the African immigrants because they can help keep your numbers up. Because after a couple of generations, they'll be black Americanish.
This guy's already, he said he's half Panamanian, so he's not even a full FBA.
No.
Right. Okay.
But it's I mean it's black people in general in the West that have low birth rates.
No. There's boom.
And how big are these though?
So I
Back
think
to the
black
culture,
American,
if you don't mind.
I think for black American, it's not really low birth rate. It is, but it's because of the high abortion rate. So if you guys, convince your women not to do it, then you'd have a lot more kids.
Yeah, it's also the cultural shift. There's like a anti big family culture push, and there's also elements of like people marrying later or anti marriage propaganda going, not propaganda, but like sayings going on in the community, which leads to the birth rate, and then he just casually cast it off and comparing that to South Korea. That's a positive thing.
No, it's not. I never said it was a positive thing. I just said we're going the way of South Korea when it comes to that. And me myself personally, I have 3 children, but my last child is mixed with a Nicaraguan, and my first 2 children are mixed with a Jamaican who is also part East Indian. So I mean, again,
So
it's
what?
a
How
melting
you
pot.
coming in here bragging about FBA this and black that? Your children not even black.
What? You said
Your children are
you
not
said
even black.
you said am I bragging about FBA? No, I'm speaking about our contributions to this
Yeah, but you're not
country.
even continuing this amazing lineage. So what does that say about you, man?
What does that say about me? That says I'm a
Yeah.
New Yorker,
Can I ask
and
you?
I
Do
lived
you have to?
I lived in Babylon, the Mecca of America. So
Yeah,
By
but
that logic,
regardless of how you
wait,
look
wait,
at
wait,
it,
brother. Can I ask you
hold
this?
on,
I
my
Can
married
I
a
ask you this
black
Ethiopian brother.
woman.
question?
Wait. I married a black woman.
Wait,
We
wait,
have
wait,
2 black children. What does that mean? I'm not
wait.
supposed to stand for
If
my.
that's the case, then can I ask you this? Is every white man that you see with a black woman pro-black?
What is
What
a
he saying?
is a white man with a
By
black
that
woman
Every
logic,
white
pro-black?
man, a white man
What
with a black
is
dumbass
woman.
he
question you
pro-black or
got
something
asking, man?
because he married a black woman?
That's confusing as hell.
That's a
And
dumbass
Nah,
question,
bro,
man.
that's
We're
not how
talking
it
about
works, bro.
somebody coming in
That's not how
boasting
it works.
about their. If you're an Ethiopian person coming in boasting about how beautiful Ethiopian culture is, I assume you'll be
Why
with an
can't you do that?
Ethiopian woman.
okay, yeah, I married a black
Okay,
woman.
but why
She's
can't you do
half
that? Is the
Jamaican.
question. If those kids are going to end
Isn't
up
that
being raised,
contradictory to your pride? Like, I understand you come in and say, hey, I'm colorblind. I don't see color. Not talking. I'm gonna assume you're gonna be with whoever. I
I
assume
don't think
maybe
he was boasting
I
though. I
never
just think
came
he
in
was just
here.
talking about our culture
Hold
he
in
on.
wasn't
general.
bragging though. He was just
Bro,
saying
bro
what
ain't
they contributed.
colorblind. Like,
Hold on.
Is he not allowed to speak
He's
on it?
addressing me. I never came in here to boast about what I do personally. I came to talk about the Black American history, the foundational Black American history. I have a great grandfather that fought in World War One.
Yeah, my question to you is why you didn't keep that lineage going
What
by having
lineage is still
beautiful
going? My
black
children are still
FBA kids?
foundational Black Americans by my
How
bloodline.
so? How so?
Because of me, because of my bloodline, because of what
You
my
said
father.
the mother is Nicaraguan. Is she
That's my
even
last
black?
child. My last child.
Bro,
Yes.
who takes here outside of the Jews? Who takes heritage based on the women's lineage though?
Bro, are you? This is not Ethiopia, man. We talking about real life, not you know,
But I'm
whatever
saying,
y'all do over
Okay,
here,
why
man.
would I
okay.
personally
Ethiopia is
tag
not
what
real life.
I'm doing in my life
Why is
on
Obama, why do you
They're
guys
stuck in
consider
like
Obama the
1800s,
first
man.
black president?
Guys, you know, they stuck in the 1800s, man. You know,
No, actually,
They
they're
know
stuck in
by that logic,
2000
then
and
Obama's the first Jewish president, right?
right.
Obama's a mixed man. You know, we got respect for his African lineage, but he's a mixed man. We're talking about a guy who's coming in and saying, "Hey, man, FBA did this, and who else did it like us?" And da da da. That's beautiful. I love that. I respect that. But then I assume he would be with a FBA woman,
I
or
don't
you
think he
know,
came in like that, man.
I didn't come
that's
in
what
like
I
that. I
heard.
don't even know what you talk. That's why I'm
I
He
confused.
got
don't
a
think
whole,
he
he got a
came
whole
in like that
Superman
he
either.
just a
picture.
gangster, bro.
He got a
Like,
Superman picture, an FBA Superman
he
picture.
like,
It looked like
he's like,
He didn't do any of
Prince.
Ethiopia.
that.
Like, I got me a
He
Haitian
just came
woman
and
because I'm
stated
Haitian. You should
some
get you an
points.
FBA woman because
He
you
got a whole
FBA.
Prince Jesus image on his. Come on, man.
That's
I thought he was gonna be
that's me as King.
FBA to the head to the toe,
That's
man.
King the Conqueror. I turn myself into
That
King
look
the
like Prince
Conqueror.
to me, man. I
You
like
look like
Prince.
Prince. Well, I don't know what your eyes
Damn.
see, but maybe you have
But
a
hold on,
projection
can
That's
I
that
why
can
we
I
keep
can
it
I
so
get back
like that, bro.
to
It make it
can I?
interesting, bro.
I'm not into the moistness. That is King the Conqueror. You know, AI is your friend. I turn myself into all kinds of superheroes. I can show you. In the background is a picture of Doctor Doom, and that's me as well. So yeah, I have fun with AI.
I respect that. I respect. But
Yeah, so
I did
I
don't
swear,
expect
come in
this,
you know
putting
some
this,
FBA
don't come in
babies.
putting words in my mouth or ideas in the air that didn't come from me. I'm just speaking of my lineage, my history,
That's
especially
beautiful,
on
though.
my foundational Black American side. What my children are is the future of America. That's what's happening here. You go to North Carolina, whites and blacks are mixing. You go
So
to
y'all disappearing then, man. Y'all
okay,
gonna be in
wait.
museums
Going
like
back,
Professor
can I just
Alphaville be saying,
let's
man.
not talk about each other individually. Can I just ask a question? Is FBA culture a counterculture to the predominant white culture globally?
it has always been.
Do you think that's why it is the most popular culture in terms of for consumption globally?
Personally, let me say this. I think the fact that it we were so restricted to each other. So even if you brought in the native Black Americans, if you brought in Africans that came from somewhere, if you brought in Caribbeans, we began to mix and mingle with each other. We created something more defined. Then they had the breeding farms. That's why you have all these big black dudes that are like 6'5", 6'7", whatever it is.
Shout out to LeBron James now.
Yeah. They created the Black American is a creation of the American slavery thing that went on. You put together too many of the greatest parts of the world, put them in one place, and then had them mix and mingle together. And that's why it's so influential. Shout out to Africa, but you guys have been dealing with each other, and you guys and your tribes been dealing with each other. Y'all the same people. What's those tall women in Africa?
True.
They tall as hell. I don't know if it's Kenya or something.
Nilots.
Yeah, fine as
The
hell.
Nilos.
Ethiopians, fine as hell. But those are the same people. They haven't mixed and mingled. They haven't intertwined. They have not conglomerated. They're not mixed with the Indians in the South or whatever it was. Black Americans are a unique type of people, and with that uniqueness comes a sort of greatness, if I may say so myself. And I'm not bragging or boasting. I'm just saying we were created this way. And in that creation became something more powerful, something more influential, because it's an amalgamation of a bunch of cultures. And that's the only reason we're probably that influential, is because we're just an amalgamation of so many cultures. We even have white inside of us. Like, it's not like we're a normal. We didn't grow up as an Igbo or the Yoruba. You know what I'm saying? We're not Fulanis. We're not.
What about the people in South America though? Why ain't they influential?
They are South Americans. They were trapped there, and some
Because
of
they
them
don't speak
were
English.
Spaniards.
Yeah, they don't speak English.
Yeah, that's how
Like
I feel.
90% of the world speaks English. If you can't
Right.
speak English, you're never going to be as influential. Okay, can I ask you guys this? Like, no ego aside, do you think the reason FBAs in particular, outside of all the other groups that were in the transatlantic slave trade, it's the fact that America became the global superpower, that you guys became the most, you would say, widely consumed culture globally? Because,
Correct.
I would say
like the brother was
yes.
asking, if Brazil became, let's just say hypothetically, if Portugal became the biggest like nation worldwide, and Brazil was in the future took over and became, do you think it would be Brazilians, or do you guys still think there's something unique in the specific FTA strand that the others don't have?
It's because it's because we're in America. I believe it's because we're in America. Also, another point you made
I
about
can't say
English
that, bro.
being
But what
being
about
a
these other
language that's
people that's in
widely
America
spoken, and
that are
you said what? You said what, Dante?
So what about these other people that's in America that's not influencing other people around the world? That's
Like who? Like who?
like the Asians, the Chinese, the Mexicans, the other Spanish people, the
Yeah, but
Native
I think
Americans.
only
People barely
black
even know who the
can
Native
be the
Americans
counterculture,
is.
right?
I don't think the globe had the. I don't think anybody else other than foundational Black Americans had the incentives to make themselves great. There was a certain oppression that came with being in this country, and us trying to prove that either we're a part of this country or we can help. That influence. So when you say America's this great powerful country, it came from the inventions of black people that were here, whether they were foundational or not. These cotton gins and these Lewis Latimers and all of these things that were invented because we were in slavery. And y'all like to call us lazy. Well, yes, we invented shit so we could be lazy. Who the hell wants to sit there and pick cotton all day? There's a machine that can do that. Who wants to go through the goddamn cornfield and sit down? Have you ever been in the cornfield? It's not fun. Have you ever picked cotton? It's not fun. Why would we want to do that? Oh, you know what? I got a brain on my head. Let me figure this out. Oh, there's a machine that can do that. When it comes to whiskey, these things, right? These influences or these contributions is what made America great, and America capitalized on it. Other people, other nations like Brazil and Portugal, whatever, those slaves were brutally handled, and they didn't have an incentive to create something. There wasn't that many slaves imported here. Most of the people that were here were turned into black Americans. The Indians were transferred from Indian to Negro to whatever we are now, right? So there's an incentive here.
That's why Baby Rodriguez like you, man. Baby Rodriguez love you in the chat, man. That's what you telling me that the European, of course, African Americans have a very unique, beautiful culture, but you telling me the European American culture is not also imported around the world? The Cholo Mexican
Oh,
culture is not imported around the
It
world.
is. It is.
The different, even the Chinese culture was transported from China to America, and it's a lot of people in the Caribbean who were watching karate movies that came from
yeah.
America to China. So
Yeah.
there's America is like a one of the biggest beacons of media.
It
Absolutely.
is the only beacon. If we're being honest,
It's not
the
the only.
only
It's not the
global.
only. It's one of the biggest. There's other because
Who else is
Brazil
there?
does indeed have
Who else is there
influence.
on a global scale? Who
Brazil
else
has
has
influence.
influence?
Brazil has
Bro, get the
influence. A
fuck
lot
out
of
of here.
people know
On a
about
global
the
level.
Brazilian culture.
On a global level.
The
So you never
samba,
heard of the Carnaval? They even have movies in America about the Carnaval in
I'm not
Brazil.
saying
They have children movies in
if we're
America
going.
about the
No, no,
Carnaval
no.
in
I
Brazil.
mean, you know what I mean by on a global level. I mean like cultural events that happen in the U.S. affect, like they become talking points regularly across the world. That doesn't happen with Brazil. I'm not saying other places don't have cultures that other people appreciate. I'm just saying they don't consistently drive the conversation like American culture does. Not nowhere near.
I mean, let's be honest.
No, I would
Prior
say
to America, it
near.
was
Go
England.
ahead. Go.
Prior to
Kaizo,
America,
can,
England
can
was
can you highlight Chuku's last comment?
what you can say. We have a white inside you because Massa was having free calls with slave quarters and treated the ghettos like ghetto gangers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whoa,
Bro,
Chuku was
Jamaica
wilding,
might
man.
have.
what I say, was it Thomas Jefferson or whatever? Yeah, they was banging. That's why people is light skinned right now. But then you think about the admixture, right? The genetic mixture that comes with that. That is long term, my friend.
Well, I'll
You
say
do know
the
that.
Admixtures
advantage.
are long term and they're effective and they become a different what's the word Tariq uses? Ethnogenesis.
I
You know.
actually think
You
that
do.
1 second,
Go ahead,
Prince. The
Kaiser.
IQ of the Black American is 15 points higher than the African. So that white DNA is helping out.
Have you seen
Come
them
on,
on the internet,
Kaizo.
man? And they talking points, man.
Better believe it, buddy.
I don't believe
Uh,
it, brother.
come
I
on,
don't believe it,
Kaizo.
buddy.
No, it's a
I don't.
fact. It's actually
Nah, I
15
don't
points
believe it,
higher.
man. Some of them
African
are very
IQ,
smart.
But don't,
Some of them
don't,
aren't,
don't
man.
believe everything Kylo say, man.
Prince, it's true.
Some of
Steve is not
African
a true.
IQ.
Steve is not a true FBA. He cosplay. Be proud of who you are. Okay, Miss Chantel. You right. I'm not an FBA. I'm a Black American. I'm not in
Yeah,
your coat.
Steve, be proud of your 15 IQ points higher than the African.
Yeah.
I don't get into that whole IQ stuff because that's just some straight up,
It's
white
white
supremacist talking
supremacy.
points.
God, why I say
Yeah.
it's based on freaking patterns that have to do with this goddamn snow that they had to deal with all their lives. Africans don't pass an IQ test because they don't have to deal with that. When you grow the same plant all year, when you can have bananas all year, you don't need this IQ test and have to make you develop patternized thinking. Oh my
Why
God,
you, why
it's
you
getting
laughing,
colder.
Kylo?
Time to plant potatoes.
I mean, I agree with you. That's what Zamani is. Zamani with low IQ and proud.
I mean,
what
I don't even
the
believe in
hell
IQ
type
tests,
Yeah,
man.
ideology
I
is
keep
that,
a
man?
crowd with bananas, huh?
Hey, Kazel, imagine being pissed that you didn't have a hard life, like some people who grew up in harsh environments, bro. So, imagine when someone says they want to be high IQ. I'm like, bro, do you want what comes with that? Generations of you eating a potato the whole day, bro. Like, do you want that life?
No, of course
Not
not.
having to save up for 3 months because winter is coming, bro. Come on, man. Who
That's
wants that life, bro?
Nobody wants to live like that. That's why Zamani is great. We just go pick a banana. It's there, right? A little bit of drought. You just move down 20 miles down the street and you got nice lush greens, right?
I'm
I
sorry,
think
but Kazel, I was thinking about this. I'm like, let's say, the Industrial Revolution, I don't care about any empire, dog. I rather live in Africa than most,
yeah,
like 90%
exactly,
of the other places.
exactly,
Maybe there's
exactly.
like two. outside
What
of
part of
maybe let's
Africa
say the
though would you
Mediterranean,
rather
right?
live in though? If you're
Outside
not
of
trying
like
to live
Greece
in
and
any
stuff,
part of Africa,
Nah,
outside of
I would live in
Southern
Central
Europe, there's
America.
no better place to live.
I would live in Central
Industrial
America.
Nah, maybe Southern
Revolution.
Europe.
In the Industrial Revolution was basically the beginning of modern slavery, right? And Africa, we didn't even go through that. Like that shit was wild. Like for example, right now, Principe goes to wait. Principe, do you have a job or are you a house band?
I'm both, man. I work overnights, man.
Okay, so fair enough, fair enough. So Dante, we know doesn't have a job. Steve Junior, do you have a job?
Yeah,
so I'm
construction.
always talking to these Africans. Good ass.
Yeah, be part of the
What did you
15
call it,
high.
Faisal? Modern day slavery?
Yeah, it's modern day slavery. That's what the industrialization was. You sent to the factories. You no longer have a serf.
Which
You
slavery,
no longer.
you mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, and the African, for the most part, we didn't go through all
The
that
Africans
BS.
actually have modern slavery, don't they?
I think only
Nah, we
some.
have the real shit, bro. The uncut. If you go to
Y'all got
Mauritania,
that's what I'm saying, bro. You can't be talking about modern day slavery. Y'all still got modern day
nah, you
slavery.
don't need to add you don't need to hyphenate it with something else, bro. Just call it the real shit,
Slave.
bro.
Just
The
slave.
uncut cocaine, bro,
Slavery is
straight
slavery.
from Colombia.
Hey, listen here, brothers. I appreciate this. I'm gonna go finish watching this Superman Unbound DC joint. Y'all have a great conversation. I just seen the title and I was a little bit like I had to inquire. But if it's trolling, it's trolling, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, but
And look, shout out to my man that said I wasn't marrying black with black American women or foundation. Hell to the nah, nigga. I'm hitting everything I can. Okay, I just want to let you know that I'm spreading my seeds.
Hold on.
Okay, so we gonna put this
Why your
FBA in
cultural
everything.
pride don't attach to your woman though?
What?
yeah, stay
All these
argue with
FBA
bro. Stay
cats,
argue with
cultural
bro real
pride.
quick.
If you had the chance to speak to if you had the chance to speak to any woman that I've ever dated, all she gonna tell you is I think that nigga was
Uh huh.
Malcolm X's son. Nigga, I'm pro black all day, every
But
day.
how
So
you Malcolm X's son without Malcolm X's daughters, man? I don't get. You don't got no pride in your own woman, man.
well,
Damn.
I got pride in my daughters. My own woman, those
Oh
women don't
man,
belong to me.
I
They belong
respect
to their
that. Of
fathers.
course you should. You should.
They belong to their
You
fathers.
should
My daughters
have this
belong to me.
love. Absolutely, but I get you. I get you. I ain't gonna disrespect your daughter. That's a beautiful thing. I have my daughter, but I'm like, I don't know. I just look at it like how you guys are banging your chests, pointing at beautiful history, and then when you look at
Principe,
your
let
woman
me
that
be
come from that
precise, right?
same lineage or group, and you
Black
guys
the
don't
black
champion that.
the black man is prefers a light skinned woman, and it's always been the truth. In fact, no. James
Damn.
James is married to a white woman.
Damn.
Abby would never marry a dark skinned black woman. All of
My,
you
my
guys
ex wife
here
dark as
wouldn't
hell.
Nah,
actually
I
Now
do
don't
it.
speak
my
for me
lady's
though.
dark
Most of
skinned.
my
So you can't
female
say that brother would
relationships
never
have been with
marry a
dark
dark
skinned
skinned
women.
woman.
Let me go back to this Superman shit.